Hello, everyone. Welcome back to GTR 24H, the home of the Endurance eRacing World Championship and also the Assetto Corsa Competizione Sprint Series. My name's Alex Goldschmidt, and I'm pleased to welcome alongside me the team manager and one of the drivers for Asetek Simsport. So Valdemar Eriksen joins me. Valdemar, good to see you. Welcome on board, firstly, and good to see that Asetek are putting their hand into the ring for not just Le Mans this coming week, but also for the 2022 season. You guys must be really excited.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to do some more high-level sim racing with Asetek and some of the stuff they have to offer. It's going to be good.
Now, I understand it is a three-man crew. We've had a discussion about this before we actually recorded this interview. So it's going to be yourself, Largim Ali, who I do recognise because he used to race in junior and senior Rotax with RS Competition, and Robert Schlunsen, because I know that Asetek do back the Danish Super GT Championship. Thomas Wilhelmsen is your third driver. Now, the good thing is that you guys are actually running with a very familiar car to yourself, especially that you've competed in the 2021 Intercontinental GT Challenge and also the Fanatec GT World Challenge Endurance Cup in the trusty Audi R8 V10 LMS Evo, and you're going in the 2019 variation for GT3. Firstly, it's a familiar vehicle for yourself, but how is the rest of the team when you said, well, this is the car we're going to be running with?
I think it was an easy decision. I think with Asetek running with the Audi and my commitment and GTWC. So yeah, I think it was quite an easy choice, and I think everyone was on board with it from the beginning. So yeah, it was very positive.
Now, your father, Andre, is the founder of Asetek, which is one of the largest manufacturers globally in terms of water cooling systems for PCs, servers, and data centers. I know that there's going to be quite a lot of technology that you guys are going to be beta testing. That must be quite good as being the team for the firm itself, but also to have this opportunity to develop new products must be a real exciting prospect. I mean, can you give us a little bit of a snippet, an idea of what's coming, like pedals or steering wheels and stuff like that?
Well, pedals and steering wheels and wheelbases is all something that's in the process. For the race, we'll be driving with, let's say a prototype of our wheelbase. It's still an early stage, but we'll be driving with that, and then also one of our pedals will be released in due time. So yeah, everything we'll be driving on is made in-house. So let's see when I can say more, but that's all I can say right now.
Now, all three drivers in the team, yourself included, are based in the real world in terms of what you've been driving. You've been racing in Super Turismo, I think Super GT, Formula 4, Formula 5. So has Largim as well. Thomas has been running in real life racing. What's the biggest correlation? What can you take as a real life driver going into a sim racing platform? What transfers easily and what doesn't transfer easily from your experience?
I would say the thing that transfers easily from me, and I think my two other drivers is I think it's racecraft, the way you navigate through other people, through slower traffic and faster traffic, and I think it's the entire way you let's say place yourself during the race and decisions you take. I think some of the stuff that transfers not so easily, I think, is some like the raw speed that a lot of sim racers have. It's not always normal that let's say a real life driver has. It's a bit different in some ways. I know a lot of sim racers don't attack the corner as hard as, say, the real world drivers. They focus a lot more on exit of the corner, whereas I think real world drivers tend to over attack the entry of corners a lot on sims. That's what I experience at least.
I think there was a very, very good point in an interview that we recently conducted with Alex Young that depth perception, being behind the wheel in the car itself is very different to being behind the wheel of the sim. You know, you haven't got the full vibration of the car. Like, say, when you're in a full Sparco race seat, you've got a multi-point harness on, you've got your race helmet, the cooling system going through to that balaclava, you've got a full three-piece FIA certified resistant race suit. You've got all the tools to understand it, but it is very different in that respect as well, because you're actually a little bit more comfortable in the fact that you're not in this sort of like cocoon of heat but you're still very much perspiring and also having to, you're going through the same things as you would do in real life, but the depth perception, the atmosphere, it is somewhat different, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, even though I'd say a lot of sims and a lot of equipment gives you a lot of feedback, it is quite, let's say, dull compared to real life. There's a lot of feelings that you don't have in a sim that you have in a real race car. It's yeah, and that's what makes it a bit tricky, I think, sometimes, because a lot of this like raw instinct you have as a driver, you can't really, let's say, use as much. It's a lot more. You have some certain like data sets, and you need to rely on that and kind of block everything else.
Now, obviously, we know that you're going to be competing in GT3 with the likes of Mugen Sim Racing, Glam Racing, and Unison, who are competing for the title this year. What's the optimistic and realistic goal for Asetek for this race to the championship? Obviously, going into a full season assault next year.
I'd say, let's say, if we start with the final here, I think it's a lot. It's learning. I think just to see where we are and how much work more that needs to be done. I think we've put a lot of effort into it so far. We have a very good engineer. Actually, we have a full-time engineer on who makes all our setups, and we do a lot of testing in house. But I said, yeah, for the season next year, I think, yeah, let's see. But I don't want to say any ambitions yet. I'll say do as good as we can, but I can comment more on that after the first race, I think.
I'm sure that we'll probably be able to catch up with you before and during the race at some point as well. But Le Mans, Valdemar, has got its own set of unique twists and turns. I mean, it's a fantastic circuit. It's over 13.5 kilometers long, speeds in excess of 290 down the Mulsanne in a GT3 car. I think everyone's really excited, really chomping at the bit, but also a little bit apprehensive at the same time when we have 4 different classes going around the same circuit.
Yeah, I think it's a big event, even on a sim. I think it's a lot of chaos. I've done it once before, but yeah, it's quite chaotic. That's why I think we're gonna see how it goes, because this should, in theory, be the biggest, the craziest race out of all of them. Yeah, I think that's yeah, let's see.
Also, there's been another interesting development that I wanted to quickly touch on, that Asetek has now signed a developmental deal with, of all manufacturers, Pagani. I mean, that must be, for the company, really, really exciting time, because Horacio Pagani is one of the geniuses within the supercar world, and now Asetek working side by side with Pagani. It must be an absolutely exciting time for the company right now.
Yeah, I think we're in a happy place. Everyone here at Simsport, it's a lot of very, very cool stuff happening. Yeah, of course, to sign with Pagani out of all people is also it's a bit of a bucket list thing to do. And yeah, I think that we'll have some cool stuff with them in the future.
Well, we look forward to actually seeing what developments do come out from Asetek and also from Pagani. But Valdemar, we wish you, Lagim Ali, and Thomas Wilhelmsson all the very, very best of luck. Hopefully, we'll have you around for the official press conference on official Free Practice 1 ahead of the Le Mans EEWC finale. But thanks very much for taking the time for talking to us here at GTR 24H.
Thank you. You as well.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in for this latest interview with Asetek Simsport's Valdemar Eriksen. If you want to follow us, make sure you follow us on all the relevant social media channels here on GTR 24H. You can go to our official website at gtr24h.org for further information, not just about what's happening now, but what's in the coming future, because we've got the 2022 EEWC season kick-starting with the 12 Hours of Matsusaka in January. We've also got Season 2 of the Assetto Corsa Competizione Sprint Series, and also the European Hill Climb Championship happening most Mondays. So that's it from us here. Stay tuned for further exciting content only on GTR 24H.